as always, kick us off. Who do you have as your winner of the week?
I gotta go with the Yankees, getting it done, avoiding elimination. Um, they needed that win. Now, obviously, it's 3-1. They're still alive, and they got the bats going. Big grand slam. Pitching was pretty solid throughout. Uh, Freeman still hits a home run, which I guess is just going to happen in every game of the World Series. Like, no big deal. But able to get the win, man. Closed it out nicely. Able to add a bunch of runs there in the eighth to seal things off. And a much needed victory to extend this thing a little bit longer.
Yeah, and by the time some people listen to this, maybe the Yankees will have lost,
Right.
but I there were so many entertaining things in that game. The Volpe story is really cool.
Yeah.
Now they made it sound like he committed murder in the first inning with the base running error. Like, okay, I get it, wasn't great, but they kept bringing it up. They were like
Uh,
redemption when he hits the grand slam. He ended up scoring. Maybe I
right.
maybe I just don't understand baseball, but it seemed like a very extreme reaction to the situation. But him growing up as a Yankees fan, the pictures of him as a kid, and then you hit a grand slam in an elimination game of the World Series. That's cool as hell.
Big time. Yeah, that's awesome. And you love it whenever they know it as soon as it's hit and that you're at home and the reaction you get from the crowd. That was really cool. I like that. And the crowd was a factor. How about that in multiple ways?
I couldn't believe it. It was like out of a movie. They were trying to rip Mookie Betts' arm off his body. What do you what do you think those two guys were thinking? That was one of the funnier things I've ever seen from
Give
a
me that
fan in
damn
sports.
ball. I mean, and he was just like cheesing, like, what? What? Yeah, no big deal.
I saw someone, I guess someone saw him after a bar after the game, and he basically said, if it comes in our area, we got to D up. And they did. I mean, they absolutely did. But I couldn't stop watching the replays of it. It was so funny. Like the guy's facial expressions, Mookie Betts'
He's
reaction is
like,
just like, is this
what is
actually
happening right now? It's beautiful. Aaron Judge got a hit.
maybe that gets him going a little bit?
Maybe
I
that gets him going.
How'd you feel about the Dodgers going? I mean, it was a bullpen game.
Kind of expected. Get some rest. Regroup a little bit with your lead guys, and they tried to get through it. They had a chance. What was it? It was like,
It was 4-5.
yeah, 4-5 going into the sixth, and then the Yanks had another one. But I mean, going into the bottom of the eighth, you're within two, and then they added that big inning in the eighth where they got five in. So I mean, I think that was pretty expected. Get the other guys some extended rest, and we'll see.
I still can't believe those two guys tried to do that.
That's like an all-time. That's going to live on for. That may be the most memorable moment to come out of this World Series.
That's way funnier than the Bartman thing. I know it's been a long time since that happened,
Yeah,
but
that was like the Bartman thing was like
an accident. This was
an accident, and like where it came and how it all happened. That ended up being a bad deal. That was a really bad deal.
bad deal.
Real
But
bad deal.
hey, we get to watch another World Series game. I'm all for it. I only watch playoff baseball, so I never know how. I've got maybe one game left, Ted, until next October.
Well, there you go.
Who do you have as your loser of the week?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's been rough. Baker's lost his two best wide receivers. They've lost three out of their last four games. Dropped one at home to the Falcons after losing at home to the Ravens. Things are going tough. Defense isn't playing great. Um, and without his star wide receivers, things have been way more difficult on Baker. The interceptions have piled up. I think he's thrown 7 interceptions in the last 3 games, 3 or 4 games. So he was really clean previous to that. They got to find a way to get things going again. Um, I it's not going to be easy. They're at the Chiefs on Monday night, so that not exactly the game that you want to try and get back on the winning side of things. But I don't know. They just got to try and get to the bye week and try and get Evans back. Hopefully he's still on pace to get back after the bye. I mean, they got the Chiefs and the 49ers in back-to-back weeks. So they're going to be limping into that bye week, trying to get things turned around.
Not an ideal situation.
Mm-mm.
It is, it's a good reminder, really at any level of football, how important having your best wide receivers is. Like just how important that
No
is
doubt.
to having success.
No doubt. It changes things really quickly.
I think OU fans have a very good understanding of that after going through this season.
Yeah. 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 And I think we may have mentioned it, but I don't know who it was, but someone said, like, someone at ESPN said the Ole Miss Oklahoma game would have been worse if Trey Harris played. And everyone's like, oh, really? How it would it have been if their top 5 wide receivers didn't play? How would it have what would it have looked like at that point? So yeah, Oklahoma fans understand very well.
I am interested. Speaking of wide receiver injuries, see Stephon Diggs towards ACL.
Yep.
Nico Collins hurt. Like I'm interested to see how CJ Stroud and that Texans offense looks moving forward. Got to have your
Yeah,
guys, man. It
gotta
even
have
as
your
good as
guy.
CJ Stroud has looked.
Yep, he's looked good. Um, man, I feel like there's been a lot of big time injuries this year. Maybe there is every year, and I say the same thing every year, but um, I don't know. Ultimately, we want to see all the best players in the world play. So let's stay healthy out there.
Agreed. All right, let's get to my winner and loser. But first, Lucy Breakers are 100% pure nicotine pouches with an extra burst of flavor, and you get them delivered right to your front door. Go to lucy.co and use promo code BREAKDOWN at checkout for 20% off your first order. That's lucy.co and use promo code BREAKDOWN. Go to for us, 4 milligrams mint.
Mm-hmm.
All you need. Perfect for the golf course, perfect for a plane ride. But I know there's some more hardcore people out there. They've got the 8 milligram breakers as well. Lucy Breakers come in a variety of flavors, including classics like mint, but they also have berry citrus, espresso, and mango. You can even set up a subscription to make things even more convenient. Level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co and use promo code BREAKDOWN for 20% off your first order. And here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. For my winner of the week, thought about going with the Oklahoma City Thunder for multiple reasons. Watching them overwhelm the Hawks in the fourth quarter a few nights ago was amazing. 38-19 in the fourth in that one. And it was fueled by fantastic defense. It was a great game, back and forth, and then all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, it was a blowout. And this team still hasn't shot the ball well. And once the shots start falling, watch out. But I almost made them my winner of the week, Ted, because I have finally convinced you to come to a Thunder game. Ted
Yes.
Lehman will be in the house for Thunder Spurs Wednesday night. Let's go.
Let's win this thing. Okay. This needs to be a good omen that I'm there. Right. Don't disappoint. We'll never come back.
Going with our buddies from Simple Modern. Pretty excited about it.
It'll be
Should
fun.
be should be an awesome night.
Yeah.
Shout out
I
to Brian and Mike. Appreciate you boys.
It's worth going just to see what Wimbignana looks like in person.
He's an alien. Prepare yourself.
Yeah,
It's incredible. You're going to see Chet and you're going to go, wow. And then you're going to see Wembanyama and go, what the hell?
yeah, that's wild. He's crazy. They say he's added a ton of weight too, right?
Yeah.
Filled
I
out.
mean, yep. Well, it should be a lot of fun. Can't wait. Can't wait to see your intensity on the sidelines. I'm pumped. But
Better
my
not
winner of
come
the
over there
week,
diving for an out of bounds ball. I'll be throwing a forearm on someone.
well, if it's a Spur, yes. If it's a Thunder player, I expect you to like catch them and gently deliver them back to the floor.
I would. Well, no, I don't want to make Sports Center. No, because it would probably be but something bad. Don't want to make Sports Center.
My winner of the week. Give me the SMU ponies. I think they're
Okay,
the action. Aren't they actually the Mustangs? But I like ponies better, way better.
ponies.
Having a good season, 7-1, coming off an eventful overtime win over Duke. Their only loss was an 18-15 loss in early September to BYU, and well, BYU still undefeated.
Top 10 team.
But number 20 SMU, big showdown with number 18 Pitt Saturday night. It's a damn shame the game is on ACC Network, but hey, it is what it is.
I mean, when they scheduled that one, did they know that you're going to have a 7-1 SMU and an undefeated Pitt?
Don't think they saw that coming. But one of the reasons I'm making them my winner of the week, great season, but they may be getting a huge break in this football game. Pitt's starting quarterback Eli Holstein, the Bama transfer, he got banged up late in their Syracuse game, and his status is unknown for this one. And there is no one that hates talking about injuries more than Pat Narduzzi. My goodness. The guy refuses to give you anything. But even if Holstein goes, you got to imagine he's going to be hobbled, right? He's not going to be 100%. And SMU's at home for this game. Other team's quarterback is banged up. You're feeling good about things. Sometimes you just need a little luck to have a special season, Ted. And it kind of feels that way for SMU in year one in the ACC.
Yeah,
It's pretty impressive, man.
it really is. And, they're playing good football. They've dumped you know, everyone kind of, not everyone, some people chuckled whenever SMU got the bump up to the ACC to the big boy football. But the donor base said, we're making up the ground. We're pouring some money into this thing. And as of right now, I mean, SMU, they've got some really nice built in advantages to where they are. And if they could make something happen and really become something on the national stage now that they're in a Power Four conference, this could be a huge stepping stone for them.
If you just took more recruits to Shug's Bagels right next to their campus, they'd get more top end talent.
Yeah.
Incredible breakfast bagel.
Hey, SMU thrives when you can pay players, they're going to have a really good football team.
Kevin Jennings he's fun at quarterback. Now he's got to take better care of the ball than he did against Duke. But ever since they made the switch from Stone to Jennings, I mean, the element that he brings as a scrambler and as a runner, he's a really entertaining player to watch. And when you look at their remaining schedule, if they can get by Pitt, Boston College, at Virginia, and Cal,
Winnable.
they are well positioned to play for an ACC title in year one. Now, from the way that I understand the tiebreaker, they need Miami or Clemson to drop one because, and I read this, if all three of those teams go 8-0 in conference play, it would get to tiebreaker number 5 in the section of 3 teams or more tied. And the number 5 tiebreaker is combined ACC opponents' win percentage in conference games only. If you're wondering, the number 6 tiebreaker is teams with the highest ranking by the team rating score metric provided by Sports Source Analytics.
Huh.
So we're getting deep into the tiebreakers, Ted. I think they need a little help from Miami and Clemson. They need someone to drop one. But
Yeah.
still, year one in a new conference, really good season, great opportunity to possibly play for a conference title. Hell of a job by Rhett Lashley and that staff and those players.
It is. It is. Yeah, they've got. I mean, I'm just looking at all the. It's funny, like we're talking about in the Big Ten. Those top three teams right now don't play each other down the stretch. Um, Now Clemson and Pitt play, but outside of that, I don't think any of the other teams play each other.
That's
It's wild.
why that's why you get to tiebreaker 5 because they
Yeah.
don't.
I mean,
If
I'm
those
sitting
three
here
go
looking at,
undefeated, they will not have played each other.
and Miami hasn't played anyone. I mean, they played Florida to open the season, but Florida A&M, Ball State, South Florida, Virginia Tech, Cal, Louisville, Florida State, Duke, Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, Syracuse. That's their whole schedule. I mean, it's hard to imagine that Miami doesn't win out.
I agree with that, but you never know. It's college football.
Hey, there's no doubt about that.
But it does kind of feel like the year of the newcomer. We've talked about this. Oregon feels like they're going to be in the Big Ten championship game. Texas has a great chance to play for an SEC title. Colorado has a nice chance to play for a Big 12 title. And then SMU in the ACC, like the year of the newcomer, man.
Crazy, crazy.
My loser of the week, Anthony Richardson. So, first of all, dude has not played great football, completing 44% of his passes. Not good. And he was getting killed for his performance against the Texans last week. 10 for 32 in that one. Did throw a touchdown, but also threw an interception. But Ted, that's not what people are talking about. That guy subbed himself out of the game and then in his presser after the game said he did it because he needed a break. He was tired. I have never, ever heard of a quarterback doing that. And I certainly have never heard of a quarterback admitting that. That was crazy, man.
I don't even know what to say to that. It's something that I've never seen before. Um, you know,
The
the
starting quarterback just tapping his helmet like, coach, I need a blow.
really doing it and just walking off, honestly. Walk, you know. Yeah, that's wild. And I get it. He runs around, but I mean, he's not the first quarterback that runs around out there, and it's the first time I've ever seen it. Just say, let's run it here. I need a breather or something. I don't know. I don't know. That's pretty shocking. Or you got to get in better shape. If you're the
Yes.
quarterback, you can't be getting tired and coming out of the game. No one else in the NFL is doing that. So is it that you're just expending more energy or you're not in as good a shape? I don't know what it is, but you got to fix it.
Maybe some sprints after practice. I I can only imagine how the guys in that locker room reacted to that. And I feel like I know how they reacted because Shane Steichen came out and benched Anthony Richardson for Joe Flacco this week. I don't think he really had a choice. That you do that as the starting quarterback, you
It went,
send that message to the rest of your football team. Yeah, you're benched. Sit down.
it had to go one of two ways. One way is like, what the hell are you doing? You're the quarterback, you're the leader of the football team. You don't get to come out. All right, what the hell? We need to get you in better shape. What do we got to do? You can't do that. That was reaction one. Reaction two is expected. I would expect that from him. And if it's option number two, they got serious problems, you know?
Yeah. If it's option two, I I don't know what's going to happen with him the rest of the season. I actually think it's one of the more interesting storylines the rest of the way in the NFL because he's been bad. There's no doubt about it. But if you think he's the guy, you got to play him. Joe Flacco is not your future in Indy. He
I don't
gives you
think
a better chance to win games right now. There's no debating that. But and I know the organization is saying, "Hey, we're not giving up on Anthony." Are you sure?
I would. I'd give up on him right now.
I got a feeling a lot of guys in the locker room feel the same way after what he just pulled.
Like it was a it was a long shot to begin with whenever they drafted him. Right? You weren't you weren't drafting him off of quarterback skill. You're drafting him strictly off of athleticism and thought, hey, this is our Lamar Jackson or whoever you want to insert in there. And I don't, how long do you let that experiment play out?
Well, you can't let it play out when everyone in the locker room doesn't trust him.
No.
That's a recipe for disaster if you're Shane Steichen. I, you know who I bet is the most pissed about this? The Vikings. They've got him on Sunday Night Football because now Anthony Richardson as a runner, yeah, that's a nightmare as a defense. But you have to imagine they were coming in to this game going, we're going to confuse the hell out of this guy. He's going to throw us 4 picks. And now you've got Joe Flacco, who's seen it all. You're not going to fool him at all. He's going to make the right read. He's going to make great decisions with the football. He's just going to take sacks instead of trying to make something crazy happen. The Vikings are looking at it going, damn it.
Hey, I'll be honest with you. And this is old school, and no one in the NFL would ever lower themselves to do it, but they have the perfect two quarterback system because Flacco, what does he care? There's no ego there. It's already all happened. He's at the end of his career. Yeah, I'm your passing guy. I'm your third down guy that I can make all of the right decisions. Anthony, like, just go in there and mix it up with him in the running game like crazy. That's what I would do, but they won't do that.
Flacco only comes in on third downs.
Or, passing situations, whatever. Just, and he can come in and hand it off too, but it's like whenever you want to do like serious Wildcat stuff and you're worried about your quarterback coming out, right? And like, what's that doing with him ego wise? And this is the perfect situation for that. Nobody cares. At least they shouldn't. I don't think they do.
I would love to see that experiment.
Because Anthony Richard, he's not a quarterback in the NFL. Come on, right? I mean,
Up to this point, and he's still very young, and he's only played in a handful of games because remember the injury last year. But yeah, it has not looked good so far.
he's an athlete trying to play quarterback. You can't. It's too hard to do that in the NFL. And maybe I come back and I have to eat those words, but he's an athlete. Just let him go be an athlete. Quit trying to turn him into a quarterback.
An interesting thought. I'm intrigued. We'll send it to Steichen, see what he thinks.
Yeah, smart. And then whenever he taps the helmet, it's perfect. Just we're ready.
Here you go, Joe. Go sling it.
Joe, throw the screen. Try a deep shot here. Whatever. Works perfectly.
Oh, that's
Everyone's
funny.
happy.